Hello fellow adventurers and collectors, Filmaholic here. Today we're going to be doing something special in that we're going to be looking at this Land Rover Defender Icon Model 1. Now, I don't remember exactly when I came across this, but it was again one of those late nights where I was just perusing the web and I found an article about these. And then I didn't see a lot of information out there and there weren't too many reviews, or at least ones that were in English, so I figured whenever the opportunity came, I'd try to get my hands on one of these. Now, that being said, that was just a couple years ago, and it wasn't until recently that I actually came across this one. And this one in particular is the, I'm going to butcher this, so pardon my pronunciation, but the Gondwana Stone. And this is considered an icon gift. And from what I can gather, it's essentially the same paint that they use for the vehicle itself. And for those of you who are familiar with the channel, or at least know me, I love Defenders. And, you know, say what you will about the build quality and how much or how long they will last, I love them. And I like the design of the new one. I know a lot of people don't like it, but to me, I love it. And, you know, again, there wasn't much information out there as to who made it or, you know, what have you. All I knew about it was that there were 3 colorways and that it was a limited quantity worldwide. So patience is a virtue, and fortunately enough I was able to get one at a very good price. Considering at retail, I want to say these were like $84 and have fluctuated from there. So suffice to say, with patience I was rewarded with a good price that I was willing to pay for this guy. And yeah, again, it's a simple model, but it exhibits the qualities of the new Defender that I love so much, and I am grateful to have this in my collection. Even if I don't get the other 2 colorways, I am glad to have this one at least. And yeah, it's a beautiful piece of art, and I consider it a piece of art because it's just so sleek and modern and gorgeous to look at. And something to my surprise, it does actually roll. You know, I figured it was going to be a static model, but to my surprise and to my pleasure, it actually does roll around. So having it in hand, it reminds me of another like designer toy called Play Forever cars or what have you, but those are simplistic stylized versions of, you know, various cars, and this kind of gives the same vibe as that. And I'm kind of curious if that was the manufacturer, but again, not much information out there outside of the quantity and what colors there were out there. Now, in terms of scale, here's your typical Matchbox car, along with the previous Defender that I had in my collection, which is one of those pullback cars. I was surprised to even get that, but as you can see, it's pretty large, and that again I'm grateful for, because it's a pretty penny, and for it to be a kind of smaller model would be disappointing, but I think the size is pretty substantial. And again, I am glad that I picked it up when I did, because these don't really pop up too often. And not to say that I went after it exclusively for the rarity, but I really do like this design, and you know, it's something that rings true with a lot of car guys. And I don't necessarily consider myself a car guy, but I love this design and the character it has, you know. And even the older Defenders and Land Rovers, I love, you know, most of them, Discovery aside, the newest Discovery aside. But yeah, it's just, you know, I often think about, you know, the connection people form with cars and what have you, and I'm always reminded of a quote that Jeremy Clarkson said, and the quote goes as follows: "So what non-car people don't get? They see all cars as just 1.5 tons, 2 tons of wires, glass, metal, and rubber, and that's all they see. People like you or I know we have an unshakable belief that cars are living entities. You can develop a relationship with a car, and that's what non-car people don't get. When something has foibles and won't handle properly, that gives it a particular human quality because it makes mistakes. And that's how you can build a relationship with a car and that other people won't get." So I will leave you with that, and I thank you all for taking the time to watch this little video about this little Land Rover Defender. So, thank you again. If you feel so inclined, please like, comment, and subscribe. I very much appreciate it. And I will catch you all next time.